Hi, I'm Laura Ray, and I'm here with some of my very best products that work for my oily and dry skin. I have both. I've had all three types of skin in my lifetime. As a teenager, I had extremely oily skin and dealt with severe acne until I was 40. Then when I turned 40, I all of a sudden got this combination skin where I only seemed to be oily in the T-zone. It was very difficult for my makeup to stay on, my nose, my chin. It was always wearing off. And then after I passed 50, I went into the dry zone where all of a sudden there were points where my skin was severely dry. So I've had all three types. I've been around the block a few times, and I have some wonderful makeup and skincare to share with you today. I don't think I ever had a clean face till a few months ago. I started using this Maybelline and it has been a game changer. And I think even if you have oily skin, this is still helpful to really get the gunk out of your pores. And so I put this on, and I don't do what they say on the packaging as far as just wiping it off and leaving the residue on my face. I put this on, let it work like a face mask to get rid of my eye makeup, just any stitch of makeup I have on my face. And then I go in and cleanse my face. And afterwards, many times, if my skin isn't in a dry period, then I'm done. I don't even need moisturizer. But if I'm very dry, then I go in with a moisturizer. My cleanser of choice is Vanicream. I've been on this for several months. It's so inexpensive and gentle. My dermatologist had recommended it. My daughter, who has oily and dry skin like me from different kinds of skin medicine she uses, it has calmed down her face. It's calmed down the redness in my face. So I think this is a pretty amazing product. I call what I do intuitive skincare. I just sort of touch my face and see, does it feel dry today? Does it feel oily today? And I base what I use that day off of that. If my face is feeling very oily and hydrated, or maybe the weather, I live in Florida, is high humidity, then I go in with something very light on my face and only apply it to areas that are dry. I don't apply moisturizer to an area of my face that is already moist. I like using this Vanicream light lotion on my face because it's not heavy at all. If I have any dry spots, it just sinks right in and keeps my skin very moisturized. Now, for days when I feel like my skin is extremely dry, which does happen especially in those winter months, I go in with this heavier Vanicream. I like to use this under my eyes. I just put a few little bits of it, tap it in, and it feels like a luxurious cream. I've tried some very expensive eye creams over the years, and I think this works just as well. This product would be for oily or dry skin. I only wish I had found it sooner. It's amazing. It's a gommage. This is Mother-Made Exfoliating Aqua Gel. It's a peeling gel, especially those times when my skin is dry and I've got flakiness, maybe due to skincare that I'm using. I go over and I can feel if I need to do it. I can, in the shower, just touch my skin and feel there's a layer of loose skin that needs to come off. This is amazing for that. I also enjoy using it on the tops of my hands. I can't believe how much dead skin builds up on the top of your hands and makes them look older. I find that most mature women, even though they may have oily skin, don't have oily skin in the under eye area, and that's the area we're all fighting some fine lines. So I go in with a couple of drops of this roasted coffee bean oil. I've been using this for, I don't know, well over a year at least, and it has caffeine in it. So if I see I don't look so great in the morning, I wake up, I see some fine lines, my allergies are bothering me, my eyes look puffy, I just take a drop of this and just pat it in, and it makes that area look so much better. Now, whether you have oily skin or dry skin, I'm sure you want to work on your lips. Anybody over the age of 50 like me finds that we need a little work on our lips to keep them looking plump and healthy. I enjoy this tool. It's just a little silicone tool that you rub over the lips with, and it takes any dry skin off. It's so gentle. I don't use any kind of scrubs anymore because a friend of mine had a bad experience with that, and so I've gotten away from using those, and this works beautifully. I just put a little coconut oil on my lips. You could even use the Queen Bee Peeper Keeper. That can go on your lips too, and then just rub gently. I also rub above the lip. Now, another thing I found for this tool that works great for dry skin or flaky skin is to go up gently around the eyes. This little pocket is sort of hard to get into with tools, and also be gentle enough too. So this goes in that area very nicely. It fits there. Of course, I've talked so much about this Beauty Hex Lip Sleeping Mask. I've tried the Lanai, gosh, I like this better. It's about half the price. I put this on at night before I go to bed. If I'm home during the day, I sometimes will put it on when I wake up, my lips look plump and hydrated. One of the foundations I've fallen in love with recently is the IT foundation, the Bye Bye foundation. Now, this isn't the CC cream. I did like that, but I felt it didn't stay as well on my face when it was oily. This gives a better coverage. I can cover up any dark spots on my face, and it lasts. This stuff really lasts on my skin. So whether I'm having a dry day, this has moisturizer in it, so I feel like it works on areas where my skin is dry. I don't get that flakiness that I get when I use other foundations when I'm struggling with dryness, but yet in the T-zone it still stays. If your skin is either combination or oily, I love this one from Catrice. It's so reasonably priced. It's their HD liquid coverage. I've had this in my collection for months and months. I love it. It's got this little dropper applicator. This is another one of those that really is full coverage. Now, most women my age, we have some redness to cover up, maybe some dark spots on our skin. We have all kinds of things going, and this covers it up, yet it's very sheer. It doesn't look heavy on my skin. So that's why I keep this in my collection. My entire life, I have had very oily eyelids, except when I've used some skincare that has just dried out my eye area. So I feel for people that have dry eyelids because I have felt that before and how tight and uncomfortable they can be. It can also make your eyeshadow look very patchy. Finding the right concealer that will deal with dryness and oiliness is asking a lot. But I feel I've found that with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I also get dry and flaky around the edge of my nose at times. That tends to be where I flake the most. And I also have broken capillaries there. So that is a very problematic area for me. And I use the neutralizer there because it gets rid of the purple veins that I have. And then also, it doesn't seem to get caught up in any flakiness that I have. The brightener I love for just illuminating my face. If my face looks dull, I use it there to just brighten the area. But these two seem to work whether my skin is oily or is dry, which is absolutely amazing. A lot of times when my skin is oily in my eye area and brows, my brow powder just disappears. It just vanishes into thin air. So I look for products that will stay on my brows and last all day. I'm loving this one from Physicians Formula. It is a brow gel, and look at how tiny this brush is. It's so microscopic, which works great for me because I don't have much brow hair at the tail of my brow. Other brow gels I've used, the brush is too large and then I'm getting it all over my skin, where this just works right into the hairs very easily. So I love the applicator, but this lasts and stays on my brows, also makes them look thicker. It's almost like putting a coating of hair color on your brow. If I really want a more intense brow, I'll go in first with some pencil that I have and then go over it with this brow gel, and then it will last all day, even if my eyes are oily. Another problem for us oily skin girls is eyeliner. It will smudge. I can't tell you how many days at lunch I've looked in the mirror in the bathroom and gone, oh my gosh, look what happened. How did that happen so quickly? I will have brown liner just underneath the eye. I like this gel from Maybelline. It's so inexpensive and it comes in brown. And I use brown on my eyes because I think it gives a much softer look. This is easy to apply. It even comes with a little brush that I use and just will last all day and not smudge in the under eye area. Now, if your eyes are dry, this is also great because dry eyes, you're sort of tugging on them when you're putting liner sometimes. So this goes on very easily, glides onto the skin, and will last you all day. One problem those of us with oily lids also have is getting those shadows to stay. But if you're dry skin and you want to put on some kind of shimmer, that can often look cakey. So you have some of the same problems we do with eyeshadows. I've really turned to cream shadows this year. One of my favorites is from the drugstore, and it's Revlon. Now, this shade is Creme Brulee, and what I love about this is one of those universal shades that I can put on any shadow on my mobile lid and just take it to a new level. Just elevate the look. Now, this also serves as almost like a primer. When I put this on top of, say, a powder shadow or wear it alone, the shadow does not move. I could come home at 9 o'clock at night and have left at 6 in the morning, and that shadow will look the absolute same. So that's pretty amazing, and that's why I love these cream shadows so much. Whether you have dry or oily skin, you may have trouble with your blush looking patchy. One of the problems with blushes is that they lay on the skin. When you have older skin, the blush doesn't sink in like it does on young skin. When blush sits on the skin, it just accentuates fine lines. Most of us, the main part of our fine lines are around the eye area, and the cheekbone being so close, the blush can just really accentuate the fine lines. I felt that many times, and that's why I really do love cream blushes, because you can blend them in even easier than powder. But my favorite is this Watercolor Blush. This is from Daniel Sandler. What a gorgeous look on a mature skin. I like to apply it with a brush, but you can also apply it with a sponge and just go right on the cheek and press this in, and you barely use a drop. This would be enough to probably last me 5 or 10 years. It is a lot. Now, one I love from the drugstore that I think really would work for dry or oily skin are these. These are the Cheek Heat from Maybelline. They're a gel texture, and again, they're buildable. So if you just want a wash of color, which is what the Daniel Sandler gives you, just a gorgeous wash of color, you can get that with these too. I even like to mix these to make a whole unique color, but they have several shades and they just look very luminous and youthful on the skin. Now, if you want to build up the color a little more, you can even go over with another blush. I love this one. I repurchased this. I had this for many years, and then I just felt like I'd had it too long and threw it away, what was left of it. And I just bought a new one in a travel size, so it's a lot less expensive. But this is Hot Mama from The Balm. I love the size of it. Look how tiny it is, but this will last me years. This looks gorgeous on top of the Daniel Sandler. You can apply it as a topper, but what I like about this for oily skin is it's very pigmented. It will last. Even if you're sweating, if you're hot, if your skin has a lot of oil that day, this blush is just one that lasts and lasts. But if you have dry skin or normal skin, I think you would love this from Physicians Formula. This is their multi-stick. I apply this to my eyes, to my cheeks. I wasn't such a fan for the lips. I thought it made me look a little pale, but I did love it for the cheeks and eyes. And this is just a quick out the door look, great for a dry skin girl. One problem for dry skin and oily girls is the lip area. Sometimes we'll put our lipstick on and it will bleed into fine lines. I use this from Rimmel to stop that. This is just a lip pencil without any color in it. I call this spackle for my lip lines. I also take it and just draw right into the lip lines. I go way above the lip line, and that way none of my lipstick bleeds at all into those fine lines. If you have dry skin on your lips, I think you would love this liner. It ran me $12 at Ulta, but well worth it in my opinion. This is from KKW Beauty. The shade is called Love, and for me, it's the perfect nude. I've used it today with a pink lipstick. I've used it with so many different shades. I just absolutely love this. Now, what I like is it's so creamy, yet it dries and doesn't look matte. I don't like my lips to look very matte because then it accentuates lip lines. It makes my lips look older. I want them to look like they have moisture and that they look plump. So many days I will just wear this if I want my lipstick to last a long time. Lipstick usually lasts 2 or 3 hours for me, where if I put on this lip pencil, it will last a lot longer than that. So that's why I enjoy this, and it's one of my favorites. As I said many times, I'm still oily in the T-zone, so I have found this powder works so amazing for me. It's the number 7 powder. I just love this because I feel like it blurs my fine lines. I use it especially in the forehead area, which I still get oily sometimes. Now, this also works when my skin is dry. I don't feel this powder is drying on the skin. They put so many skincare ingredients now into drugstore powders that I feel it's not like the old days when we would put powder on and it would just make our face look cakey and dry. When I use this, it doesn't look dry at all. Now, you can use a small brush like this. This is the Real Technique setting brush. If you just want to do a little light dusting, you can go like this through the middle of your face if you have an oily T-zone. Or if you have dry skin, you might want to just do that, do those areas. I've also used a damp sponge where I've just sort of wiped in and press it into any areas that I feel I want to look more blurred. But I just love using this powder, and it's become a staple in my collection. The winner of last week's giveaway is mentioned in the first pinned comment. Congratulations to our winner. This week, I wanted to send one of you some of the Vanicream cleanser. I truly believe in this. This has made my skin so much less red, and it never irritates my skin. I think it's an amazing cleanser. So if you're interested, just leave me a comment below. Thanks so much for watching.